In 2014, I moved to Canada from Cameroon. I was 22 years old. I arrived alone. I was an international student and I had $100 in my pocket. What people often do not tell you about starting over in a new country is this: survival becomes your full-time job. Every day was a calculation: food or rent, tuition or transit, heat or hope. My international student tuition was about $30,000 a year without living expenses. And then there was rent to pay and I had to eat. That number followed me everywhere. No matter how many hours I worked, it never went down and it was hardly enough. I worked 3 jobs on summer holidays and 2 during the school semester. Overnight shifts at Walmart from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., call center during the day, cleaning homes in the afternoons and in between classes. Some days I went home to shower. Other days I changed in the Walmart washroom and went straight to class. I could not afford a winter jacket. I could not afford winter boots. I could not even afford 1 full meal a day, talk less of 3. There were eviction notices on my door more than once. I slept on the floor because I did not have a bed. Not because I was a minimalist, but because I simply could not afford one. One night, after another overnight shift, I got on a train heading home and I broke down and I sat there and began to cry profusely. I cried the kind of cry that comes from exhaustion, hunger, and fear colliding at the same time. I was so lost in thought that I did not realize the train had gone from Tuscany to Somerset, Somerset to Tuscany, and back again. I was going anywhere, just circling around the city. A young woman sat across from me and she looked at me and asked, "Why are you crying?" The question opened another floodgate. I began to cry even more profusely. I told her everything: the hunger, the sleeping on the floor, the days without food, the numerous eviction notices on my door. She listened and then she said something that changed my life. She asked me, "Have you ever heard of Women in Need Society?" I had not. She wrote the address down on a paper, handed it to me, and I carried myself to Women in Need Society that same night. They gave me winter clothes, they gave me food, they gave me vouchers to get a brand new bed from Sleep Country. They gave me my first furniture. And for the first time in months of living in Canada, I was able to sleep on a bed. I had winter clothes to keep me warm. And something more important happened to me that day. I suddenly regained my momentum. My life became easy. The problems did not disappear, but I had the hope to keep going, knowing fully well that I could have a future in Canada. That was the moment that momentum returned to me. Momentum does not always come from very big breakthroughs. Sometimes it comes from small wins that help restore a person's dignity. Once I could sleep, eat, stop worrying about freezing to death, I was able to live my life as a normal human being. And because of that, my momentum returned.